Yeah. For real, for real. It's real for real. I'm in the field for real. I'm about my check for real. I'm about my respect for real. My diamonds are crystal clear. I'm shining from ear to ear. With the paper, see them lames later. Can't save her. Her stepped out, now she's saying what she really think. Really think, really think. Open accounts no matter where we at. There and back, eyes barely open. I never it once and she two. That means it's can't. But my explosive train to go, my chain to glow. Everything you see I paid for. Gang or crow. For real.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good one on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team.
And, Coach, we find ourselves due east from our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped. But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. Coming, and down he goes. Jalen Smith, tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now Ryan on second down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
On third down, Ryan. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid, you went to the theater and saw that horror movie that stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
46.
Now Prescott. On the crossing route, complete. That's Davis. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Prescott. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I have no crystal ball up here. I can't truly see into the future. But if they don't start getting some pressure on him, make him move around a little bit and do something with the receivers to, change up their timing, they're just going to get shredded as we've seen so far. Right now, they're off to a blazing start.
Yeah, and you are right. He looks way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a pillow back there for him, all right? As a defensive guy, they've got to dump him on his backside a few times, shake things up.
Now, they're going to need an in-drive adjustment here on this first series.
46.
And again, it's Prescott. And it's incomplete.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Prescott yet again. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jalen Smith not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot,
still third down.
You are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
The penalty helps a bit, but still 8 yards to go on third down for this offense. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
And a movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
And the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. Now a handoff looking right. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
That's a good way to start. The drive, 17 yards and a 1st down. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. First down, Prescott. Johnson's got it complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver, that makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it. And I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been. But it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
it's a mental barrier you don't think about. until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown, as his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Jalen Smith leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, he got some breathing room. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with third and about 6 yards to go.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to spring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Now it's Ryan. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
They go play action with Ryan. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Give him 30 yards there. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. So they were able to put the pen to the paper this week, get this deal done, contract extension. And I'm sure that the coach's front office happy. He's got to be happy, too, though.
He's got to be relieved. He doesn't have to worry about moving now. Doesn't have to worry about not having a team. He's back with a team he's comfortable with and where he feels he belongs. Yeah, I think he feels pretty good about this whole deal.
Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
On second down, here's Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. David Irving breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here to be sacked.
And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Josh Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit. Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Fighting along. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Complete. It's Johnson. And they'll get him down here at the 23. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician.
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Jalen Smith in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Back live, Charles Davis to my right. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Redskin football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out. And on the ground they go with a running back. A tough run, but not a huge gain. Dropped at the 25. Credit to tackle to Kentavious Street, the product of NC State.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And Vinatieri's kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. And you're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And the catch made by Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Prescott to throw it. And Davis with it left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with a catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
To the air again, Prescott. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. Point after, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is, for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense has done a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now Ryan. Crowder's got it over the middle. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Well, that'll get him to first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, Ryan. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Throw left side complete. It's Davis. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Prescott. He gets this one to Johnson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Prescott. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence, because you can't abandon the play calling right now. Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive and keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit. We're not even at halftime.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
47.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that, first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Davis. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's Prescott. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point.
That drive was quick and impressive. Almost like they had somewhere else they needed to be after the game.
No problem there on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. On first down, Ryan. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. From midfield now, here's Ryan. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Left side, caught by Matthews. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This one caught by Crowder. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now Ryan on second down. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific.
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's going to go down again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And this is hauled in by Matthews. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. That'll be taken in the end zone. They find some open field here.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. Prescott now. And that is incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's second down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
First down, Prescott. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watched that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Prescott. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Ryan Kerrigan. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And that is incomplete.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold.
So now we look at the Redskins offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Get up!
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
5-25
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag?
I
You just want to get out
that.
of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Yeah, get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again. And he's also made adjustments as the defense is trying to really stop him.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
A second down throw for Prescott. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, particularly running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock it.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Ryan Kerrigan in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And the pressure gets to him again. Everson Griffin in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
3rd and long for Prescott. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Well, after watching him ring the bell that many times and put the ball in the end zone throwing it, you had to figure they had to bring some type of pressure. They had to change things up on defense.
And able to get to him, put him on the ground, so maybe just something to throw him off a little bit.
Yeah, that had to feel a lot better for the defensive guys. They've been getting carved up in this one. To finally knock him on the ground and force an incompletion, that's got to be a sigh of relief.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jalen Smith able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
An 8-yard gain, so that gets them halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fix and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now Prescott. Buying time to his left. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Prescott to throw it. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Everson Griffin in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
To throw is Prescott. Wide open receiver, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there, perfectly executed. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Matt Ioannidis in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of them.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Everson Griffin back now at FedEx Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
46. Here we go, 46. 47. Tight 26.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this ball's going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot. And here come the Redskins now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter...
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. David Irving with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Let's go.
The Redskins on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 19. A give to the fullback on the dive. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
So, Party, next time we see this coaching staff, I want you to have my back here because that was really kind of a white flag type of a play, almost a little bit of a surrender. Just turn and hand it to the big guy. Get what you can and be prepared to kick the ball away.
And it's fielded at the 34. And he's running right through it. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them under
pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Ryan Kerrigan in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys add on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing, too.
No, she's at least...
She's on, like, the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left scales way behind. They used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
2nd and 10 now. Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tressway now. He's been terrific so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Touch!
Here's Magoo looking to throw it. And Davis with it left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Cowboys continue to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. Now Ryan on first down. He's going to walk one deep left side here. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Here's Ryan. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Magoo. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Magoo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Randall. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it now. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Back 25.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Jamison Crowder there. 3rd down here.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
If you run an out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
And he slings one that's incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing here. Magoo flushed out right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And his throw here's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because...
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Emerson Griffin in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Magoo back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. To throw is Magoo. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Ryan Anderson coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he finds a man with a crossing route. He's still barreling through. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Detroit! 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 Detroit!
He'll look to throw. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
After the interception, here's Ryan. Crowder's got it over the middle. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long.
And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Dallas. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And out now come the Cowboys. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They put someone back.
He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They're going to look to throw. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going up top. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up